Welcome to the warehouse, everybody. Come for curiosity and stay for good times. I'm your host, Wilgus, and this time we're looking at the Cangdao Tianwei action figure. And I am blown away, and to be honest, spoiler alert, probably my top favorite figure of the year already. It's amazingly articulated. I can't wait to show you its box, the details, and everything that you're going to find inside. So, stay tuned. Grab a seat and your snacks, because this figure is articulated, has got some fantastic poses, and I am very excited to share it with you all here at the warehouse. Looking at its articulation, the foot can move up and down. Not only that, the full foot can move up and down. There's also some side-to-side movement and some left-to-right pivot. The front and side skirts do have a little bit of some movement, as well as some near the rear calf. If it pops off, you can just pop them back on. And the articulation with that double knee is amazing. You have a lot of moving parts that are visible, whether it's the knee or the calf. And here you get to look at the thigh, and you can see how it also starts to move. Again, the smoothness on its articulation is amazing. The side skirts themselves are all pivoted, and it can really kick out quite nicely. The thigh can also 360 on its own. The front skirt can move up quite nicely because it is also on a hinge and a ballpoint. So it's able to move out to the side quite nicely. Here's a nice up-close pic. The side skirt again is also on a hinge that gives it some movement. The rear skirt can also kick back, giving you some more range of articulation. And it's very nice how well all of this sticks well together, as well as that movement in the hip, which increases its range of motion. You can get a nice rotation at the hip and some amazing upper chest and forward crunches on this item. Doesn't have any rear one, but it's alright. Butterfly effect can come out on the hinges, so it can move forward and back, up and down as well. Full 360 on the arms. The arms can kick out quite well, with some movement on the shoulder pieces. There's also that little flap that can move up and down. The bicep can 360, as well as the wrist. Careful as it comes out with the hand, but there's that nice little wrist movement that's on there, and a forearm rotation. The double bend at the elbow also gives that nice range of movement, and the head can fully 360 and shimmy and giggity forward, back, and side to side. As for the backpack, it's also quite articulated, with the hinges doing quite well on supporting its own weight. The color separation is amazing. Now, as for the rotation on the side pieces, it can kick out. You can still get a full 360 because of the peg. You do have some hinges in 1, 2, 3 spots. And as you kind of get it, they hold their weight quite well and gives you some nice options for articulation. Now, taking it off, you will want to make sure that when you are opening up these parts, the hinges up at the top are a little tight, so use a part separator. But once you've gotten the 1, 2, 3, 4 parts out, grab here, pull out, and you can extend the beautiful booster blaster effect. Peg it back in, and you've still also got the sword holder portion on a nice peg that can 360. The pilot portion of the cockpit backpack can also 360 to go into its jet mode once you pivot it forward and 360 it. And the jet mode still looks really nice depending on also how you pivot the boosters. Now, as the sword, it's a little difficult to get it in and out of its holder port, so be careful as you are taking it out. But still, amazing looking by itself. One other benefit that you can also do with this is open and extend the cloth parts, which I didn't realize till a little bit later. So you really have some cool looking options for the backpack, whether it's grappling or blasting. And the back portion right there, you're able to plug in the backpack unit, and it will allow you to plug it onto the figure. Now, if you don't want it to be on the figure, you just plug it off, and on the other side, in this little slot there, you can put the peg that is using to hold up the figure on the stand, and you can display it that way. Now getting into some size comparisons, you've got some different model kits ranging from the figurized amplified all the way from ZZA, high grade, master grade, and a variation of even Kotobukiya model kits. The Transformers themselves, it stands really well, even with the Motor Nuclear line is not next to King Toys, but I mean, nothing stands next to that thing. But the poses has blown me away on this figure. It's been able to hold its weight because of that die-cast metal. The hands themselves also have a bit of a rubberiness to it, so as you're trying to put on like the included gun or the daggers or the giant swords, you do have a little bit of some play with it. But oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much fun I was looking up the poses and seeing if I could get this figure into said poses. You are not going to be disappointed. Now, I didn't run into any major issues of it being able to support any of the styles and stances that I was putting it in. Whether it was standing by itself or when it was on the stand, it was gorgeous. And I just, I know I'm rambling, but for around, what, $80 is what I was able to get this figure for. It is amazing. Definitely, if not top figure of this year to me for reviewing, because I believe this came out back in 2023, so last year. But the light effect that's up on the included little feature that you're going to see in the unboxing later, the posing, all of it. Guys and gals, thank you again for coming in, checking out the Tianwei figure. Take a look and let me know in the comments what you're interested in the other line from this company, or what you're looking forward to in the future releases. I cannot wait to share more items with you all in the future and some model kits from other companies, but until then, enjoy the rest of your week. I'm very happy to share with you all more and more, and yo tengo poder, crew. Come for curiosity, stay for good times, enjoy and look forward to the Patreons and other closed membership goals that we've been able to achieve because of you all. I will see you all later, and here is the final unboxing of the Tianwei by King Toys. Box-wise, I really like how it has a blueprint look on the back and a master grade Gundam Bandai style in the front. Translated on the bottom, some of the warnings, and we will find on the inside nice two little plastic inserts with some void stickers to verify that you know you have been the first to play with this. Once we've gotten them off, we've got an amazing display of the stand, as well as some hands. Open palm, some finger pointers, closed fists, some trigger fingers, a blaster, two giant knives, two smaller knives, the unit itself, as well as its forearm bracers and its backpack, the blaster busters, and the display unit and figure. Looking at the instructions, you have an insert poster, and the other side will give you all the instructions as to warnings and what you should look into. Batteries, replacements, articulation, range of movement. This way you can enjoy your figure and not worry about breaking it. The swords themselves are shiny. Sorry, daggers. They give a really nice hunter-esque kind of look to it. The included longer swords themselves give a buzzsaw-esque kind of look with that rear portion of the blade. Almost looks like you can hold onto it by two hands, but fully extended. Amazing in presence with the two of them. Coming out, you've got great detail with the red paint, the writings on the inside, that little bit of yellow. Very clean quality. And it is impressive by having both, whether they're closed or open. The blaster itself is pretty simple, no lights, no effects, but we can have imagination. The color popping on the red, the yellow, and the blue, love it. Your trigger hands, sword holding hands, pointing finger hands. The display for the little snap item that activates the light. Your connecting piece. The wing portions that attach onto the blaster and the backpack, which do have the hinges and the pegs that can plug in. So you've got a nice range of motion and articulation that you can do for both of them. So quite nice, very appreciated. And the blasters themselves. That blue with the gray and that slight green, as it opens cleanly, be sure to grab it near the center. You can open up and do your extending arm grabbers. And again, I love, that close-up detail, how nicely it slots open. And the wordings, again, very attention to detail that you've seen here. Have them both on out. And they're pretty decently sized as well for the hands. Your rear attaching portion that's going to hold the swords. The yellow, the gray, the blue. These circle parts is where you're going to connect into this unit. And it looks really nice once it is fully connected. So with it on, with it off, and your forearm grabbers. The red and the yellow definitely stand out. A little bit of some writing, you'll need some up close, and its added hinge effect for the cooldown portion. Again, I love how these just add an extra little angle to the figure itself. Now, the rear backpack unit where everything connects into. Bottom portion can hinge on out and hinge on out and open up. Upper pilot portion can fully 360 and hinge up for the pilot and going into backpack mode. The blue, the silver, and what I personally love on those small details is that little cockpit green sparkliness that you'll see on the inside. And finally getting all the pieces together. Isn't relatively hard. You just find the right size. They are differently sized. The smaller one goes into the booster, bigger one goes into the backpack. And you can see how easily you're able to set that up. Easily peg in, and a little hinge, 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 and boom, ready to go. And I loved the presence that you had on this little jet booster backpack unit. Because by itself, as a backpack, gorgeous. When you're putting it with the sword all extended, it looks pretty nice. With the included stand, which is a standard with a lot of these other non-Bandai action figures and model kits, you got it able to hinge out and lock in. You can also pivot at the bottom, at the base, so that way you can get some more angles. Removing the lock will extend, just like your regular action bases for your Gundam model kits if you're not familiar with those. What makes this unique is that it doesn't get moved by tension. You have to press down on that button and then it locks, which I thought was pretty nice. A little annoying, but kind of nice. Plugging in, the base is large and it does support its weight quite nicely. It doesn't support any option of like storing other items on here, but still, it's a nice base, and I like it. So getting the figure, you do have some portions that are removed to keep it nice and not broken. The forearm bracers are able to attach. Using the backpack unit, again, all of this, as you've seen, has blown me away. Gorgeous looking model kit. That's a lie, it's an action figure. And I'm so used to those model kits, so we'll see how this one stands up in the long term, but I love it, and I love you all. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you all at the next warehouse release. And pick up your copy over at Gundam It. Use code Wilgus.